Good morning and welcome to Zhao, part of the Viessmann FIS Ski Jumping World Cup and the second individual competition here in Japan. Yesterday we were dealing with a lot of wind and snow, and today the qualification went smoothly and we are excited to see 40 women competing in the first round. Looking forward to spending the day with you here today and talk to you soon.
from Switzerland. Your best World Cup result so far was 13th place in your home hill in Engelberg. Why is it so hard to reach the top 10?
Yeah, I think it's still a learning process by me, so I'm pretty happy with the 13th place, and yeah, I'm looking forward for the top 10 wrestle, but I can't have it all on like one time, so I'm still learning, and yeah, we'll see how far I came this season and the race next 2 years.
So the Swiss team is a very small team. Is it an advantage or more a disadvantage?
I think it can be both. I mean, it's a disadvantage because you don't have a big team who can support you, or the big team spirit isn't like here, like in a big team, but it's also an advantage because it's very individual of every single athlete, so it also can be good.
Okay, thank you and a good success for the World Cup.
Thank you very much.
昨日の700人の観客の皆さんが応援に駆けつけてくださいましたけれども、今日も早くから皆さんアリオンテック蔵王シャンツへようこそお越しくださいました。
皆さんようこそお越しくださいました。ありがとうございます。ようこそ。寒い中ね、本当にありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。こんにちは。今年で13回目となります蔵王でのワールドカップです。はい。
13回目ですか。
そうですよ。
皆さんの頑張りと声援のおかげですね。
はい、本当そうですね。そしてその思いが昨日届いて、丸山希選手が優勝を飾りましたので、6勝目挙げましたね。
すごいですよ。6勝ですもん。
本当そうですよ。昨日オリンピックメンバーもね発表になってますけれども。
はい。本当コルティナ楽しみですね。ますますこのままどんどん調子上げていってほしいですね。
そうですね。
ということでしょう。
さあいよいよファーストラウンド、この後3番目に一戸くるみ選手、10番目に佐藤柚月選手、そして27番目に伊藤有希選手、28番目に熱いエールを送ってより遠くへ選手たちを飛ばしてもらいたいと思います。
はい。本当風吹いてます。結構ね強い風吹いてますけども。
昨日だっただけに、はい。今日はだいぶ落ち着いてはいるところではありますけどね。
昨日よりますよ。
はい。
でも寒い中本当にね皆さんご参加いただいておりますんで、今日も本当は一つになってね、NHK、BS の中継ももう始まってるじゃないですか。
そうですね。はい。
今日も皆さんの声が届きますんで、
カメラも皆さんを狙ってますからね、ぜひアピールしていただきたいと思います。
さっきエイブルのところにですね、ウサギいましたよね。
そうですよね、ウサギちゃんがいましたよね。
あれマスコットですよね。あれマスコット。もうひときわ目立ってましたよね。絶対ね NHK で撮ってくれますよ。
また海外から来てくださっている選手たち、結構山形牛気に入ってくださってるみたいで、結構焼肉とかしゃぶしゃぶとか、はい、期間中楽しんだ選手たちが多いんですよ。ありがとう。
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Zhao, Japan. We are a few minutes away from the start of the second individual World Cup competition, part of the Viessmann Ski Jumping World Cup, and we are excited. We had, let's hear from Julia Kikkonen first. Maybe. Unfortunately, unable to get the sound from that interview there, but that was Julia Kikkonen from Finland, back on the World Cup and showing us a good result yesterday. So for all of you who joined me yesterday on the hill, it was a long day. The qualification and the training jumps got delayed, and then they finally got one training jump and then right into the competition without a qualification. Today, however, the qualification round ran smoothly, so we'll be seeing 40 athletes in the first round and then cutting to 30, of course. Yesterday was an exciting day. We saw Nozomi Maruyama from Japan coming out on top. Paige Jones from the US was our top finisher. Unfortunately, we're not going to see her today. The US team seems to be doing a little bit of musical chairs. Annika Belshaw will be back at the start today, whereas Paige will be taking a little bit of a rest. Struggled a bit on landing yesterday and just wants to be sure she remains focused on the events that are most important in the season. Of course, the Olympic qualifying period completed, and then the team will be named soon. The sports fans are here in Zhao, and they are showing up to support their team. Japanese obviously put on a great show yesterday. Nozomi coming out on top. Nika Preutz just off the podium for the first time in a while in 4th place. However, in the qualification, she was the one to beat. Qualification results, we saw Nika Preutz ahead of Abby Straight, Heidi Deratrosserud from Norway in 3rd, Agnes Reich from Germany tied for 4th with Lisa Ader. So as you know, it's very competitive, and we've been seeing new faces on the podium and a little bit of fluctuation with who's starting at the competitions, of course. The Chinese team deciding not to compete here in Zhao. Maybe we'll see them in Sapporo. Maybe they're focusing on the Olympics and preparing for the games to come. Here we have the stats for the hill. K95, hill size 102. Abby was our long jumper in the qualification round, 100.5. So we'd be happy to see her do that again. Team Canada just officially announcing their Olympic team. Excited to see Abby, Nicole. Of course, they're the standard Olympic qualifiers there. Mackenzie Boyd-Klaus and Natalie Eilers rounding it out. So unfortunately not enough for the mixed team, as you all remember that impressive bronze medal. Won't have a chance for that again, but excited to see the depth of the Canadian team. Of course, we're missing Alexandria Lutet, but she is working hard on recovery. We had a little guest appearance from her at the Four Hills Tour, giving the flag to Mackenzie as he was competing. But anyway, she'll be back soon, and we're excited. In the meanwhile, thrilled to see Natalie have a chance to compete on the world stage. Speaking of Team Canada, yesterday we got a lot of time together at the top of the hill with Atsuko Tanaka. Atsuko, of course, one of the pioneers of women's ski jumping, and great to see her back on the hill. She recently rejoined as a coach in Canada, so working on developing that next generation. But she's always been welcome here in Japan, of course. She's lovely to have around, but it also helps that she speaks Japanese and English fluently. So to have her as a middleman for all things logistics and getting on the bar and offering blankets to stay warm at the top of the hill, very, very important role. So 2 minutes to go until the start of the first round. And as you can see, not just Japanese fans here. Fan of Katarina Schmidt. Of course, she's one of the athletes who has spent quite some time on the World Cup and gained some fans along the way. Yesterday we saw swirling wind conditions. Hopefully today will be a little bit more consistent. First athletes are already up at the top of the hill. There you're seeing Sandra Sprock from the US in the black and white suit. Always a pleasure to have around. This is actually a really nice crew here. Kurumi Ichinoe, great ski jumper, back on the World Cup, part of the national quota, but had a great result yesterday. So gaining her first World Cup points. And Emma Chervet from France, the French team celebrated 2 athletes in the top 30 yesterday, with Josephine Panier getting a 6th place, which was her season's best performance and long awaited, I would say. Nozomi Maruyama there on the screen heading up the hill. We can hear the FIS anthem playing, so that means it's time to go. Kicking it off from gate 28, so hopefully that is no indication of tailwind, but that is higher than we saw yesterday. All right, here we go. First athlete is out on the bar now. And remember, we're seeing the top 40 from qualification, so a few less names than we saw yesterday. But here she comes from France, Emma Chervet. Strong takeoff and another great jump from Chervet. Like Panier, the French team just a little slow to get going, to find that momentum this season. Emma Chervet, of course, was she's still young, but she was a young talent in France and kind of helped bridge the gap between the successful previous generation, the likes of Colleen Mattel, Julia Claire, and then came Josephine Panier and Emma Chervet. So Emma, of course, in the top spot now, 80.5 meters, and that will be the mark to beat. We have Trevor Edlin back there on the coach's stand. Excited to see that. She has the green light, and it looks like there's some headwind to be had. Let's see what Sandra can make of it. Skis moving around quite a bit in the air. A little untidier than expected from Sandra. 77.5 meters. So what's interesting now is that wind did look like it was coming from the front, but in fact, plus 7.1 points of wind compensation. So I think we're dealing with the swirling conditions again today. So 3 Americans at the start today. Sandra the first to come, and Sandra into the lead. So currently the one to beat. Now, the next athlete, we saw a great performance from her yesterday. She will try to do the same, starting very early in the round, of course. Yesterday, she didn't have World Cup points. Today she does. Let's see what she can show us today. Kurumi Ichinoe from Japan. Not quite to the bottom of the hill. You can see she's a bit disappointed with that. Let's watch the replay. Seemed to be good connection with the takeoff. Got the rotation a little stalling over the knoll. Jump of 82.5 meters. And look at that, minus 4.9. So a big difference from what we saw from Sandra. And that puts Kurumi into second. Sandra Sprock from the US still in the lead.
Bib number 6, Emily Tarotza, Germany.
So far, if we're looking at the wind compensation, we've seen anything from minus 9 points from Emma Chervet to plus 7.1 for Sandra Sprock, all in the matter of 3 jumpers, which is pretty crazy. There you see that headwind coming over the knoll, and I think that's the kind of the wind we saw Sandra dealing with. Anyway, here she has the flag, and on the hill now from Germany, Emily Tarotza. Good takeoff, lot of effect, and over the green line. Tarazza matching the distance we saw from Kurumi Ichinoe, 82.5 meters.
82.5 meters.
Slightly less deductions, so minus 3.7. And the wind calculations, of course, taking into account the different wind meters all across the hill, so it should be picking up the different directions we're seeing out there. But due to the wind, even with a further jump, Emily Tarazza into second. Sandra Sprock still in the lead. So Sandra, of course, proud Polish heritage, so she will definitely be at the bottom cheering for the next athlete. This is Pola Beltowska. Sandra had the chance to compete in Wisła this year, which I'm sure was an absolute honor to jump with the likes of Kamil and the whole Polish team in such a historic venue. I think could only be topped by a jump in Zakopane. Unfortunately, the women are not yet competing there, but maybe that will be added to the program again soon. Zakopane just renovated their hills a few years ago and have created a really great training center, and the Polish women really having a great season so far. This is Pola Beltowska in the air and on the ground. Unfortunately, coming up short, 68.5 meters. And really the wind compensation isn't showing us much. Minus 0.2 points for her. So as much as she tried to stretch out that telemark, that can only get her so far. All right, here we go. Next up, this is the Slovakian, the young Slovakian who has shown us some really great jumps of late. She gets the timing right. She's really effective in the air. This is Kira Maria Kapustikova. Good looking jump for her, coming down at 79 meters. But again, just really, unfortunately, going to get dinged there from the wind. Minus 9.4 points. To be a good jump there from Kira Kapustikova. Had a top performance in Lubno in Slovenia just last weekend. Or I guess two stops ago. And with that, Kira actually going into 5th place. Sandra continuing the trek upwards, so she is getting closer and closer to qualifying for the final round and scoring some more World Cup points. Of course, scoring points already this year in Falun, Sweden, and I'm sure she would be happy to do it again here in Zau. On the bar now, this is the first of 2 Italian athletes. Italy, of course, deciding to only send their top athletes to Japan. And first to come, this is Martina Zanitsar. Also struggling on the timing, and another one bites the dust, we could say. That's too bad. I feel like this hill, people really struggled with finding the timing, and again, you don't have too many jumps to experience the rhythm of the hill. So 69.5, and that'll move her into 6th place. Sandra still in the lead. We heard from her, or we tried to hear from her before. I would have been curious to hear what Julia had to say. The Finnish team seeing quite a bit of fluctuation. I think it's the first time in many years that they've had such a strong women's ski jumping team. And hopefully it's been a positive impact. Here we go from Finland, Julia Kikkonen. Better timing, and the long jump we've seen today, 84.5 meters. So Kikkonen will definitely be trying to take the top spot from Sandra. It's very strong style points there, 50.5 from the judges. And minus 5.4 points of wind compensation, so a bit of headwind, but she definitely made the most of it. She says that's okay, and into the lead. So as I said, getting used to the rhythm of the hill, Martina Zanitsar definitely has many fewer jumps in Zhao than Julia Kikkonen. Next athlete, Anna Holland, has also been here a few times, so definitely has her tricks, what to do, what to focus on this hill. Let's see how it goes for her today. Here we go from Germany, Anna Holland. Strong takeoff and a lot of height. Getting down close to that mark we saw from Julia Kikkonen. Anna had a slow start to the season. We got to see her start to shine again in Lubno, and it seems that the momentum has continued to China and now to Japan. Anna Holland, 82.5 meters and into second place. So currently 1, 2, 3, Finland, Germany, USA. All right, next up from Japan, Yuzuki Sato. Great looking jump for Yuzuki. I think that is the best we've seen this season from her. 18 years old and a 97-meter jump. Really smooth. Didn't notice it until right here in the middle of the flight where she just started to take off again and nailing the telemark. 52.5 points from the judges there. I think she's going to be quite pleased with that. Obviously a little help from the wind, minus 12.4 points, but that puts her 20 points ahead of Kikkonen into first place. And soon we will see our first qualified athletes. Next one from Canada, this is Nicole Maurer, proudly earning that Olympic spot and in the air now. And a great jump for Nicole. Also getting down towards that K point. Seems like the Canadians had a discussion last night and really figured things out today. 90 meters for Nicole. A little less headwind than what we saw from Yuzuki, but she'll be pleased with that. Into second place, and she says that's good enough. So we're seeing our first qualified athlete already now, Yuzuki Sato. Next to qualify will be Nicole. All right, here comes the next athlete from Slovenia, Maja Kovacic. Missing a lot of height there and coming down at 79 meters. What's been interesting about this season, we've been dealing with all different types of hills. Really big hills and then moving to, for example, Villach, Lubno, and then back to the large hill in China, and now on, I would say, somewhere in between, still normal hill, classified as. But that moves Maya back into 9th place and qualifies Nicole. So looking up the hill, we have 3 to qualify for Sandra, but we're going to cheer on her teammate first. Here comes the American, Josie Johnson. Josie was looking for some headwind out there. Quick to her flight, so you can tell on her very best jumps, she really takes her time with that transition. There you could see she heard there was headwind out there and she wanted to come find it. Solid jump for Johnson, 83.5 meters. And that moves Josie into 4th place, qualifying Kikkonen and putting her next in line. All right, back up the hill now, and we're seeing Klara Ulrichova on the bar. Still a bit of headwind to be had. Let's see if she can find it. Klara Ulrichova. Much better jump. You know, I always keep an eye on that ski, but she's looking like jump after jump, she's finding that connection much better. 91 meters. Second longest jump of the day. So there she's gaining confidence, and she's obviously very good when she's in the air. It's just that transition phase where I feel like she can either win it or lose it. Yuzuki Sato still in the lead with that 97-meter jump. Next athlete will be trying to get somewhere close to that. 6th place yesterday and best finish yet this season, Josephine Panier. Solid jump, I wouldn't say in the top 6 territory, but a good effort nonetheless. 86 meters. Minus 7.2 points of wind compensation. Not looking quite as fluid as she was yesterday. It looks very controlled in the air. And Josephine into 4th, so qualified. That leaves Josie 1 out from qualifying and Sandra 3. And the next athlete, we heard from her ahead of the competition, Sina Arnett from Switzerland. A small but mighty team, the lone Swiss competitor here today. Good takeoff, and it looks like she got a lot of height, maybe a little stuck behind the skis. Let's take a look at this. So really nice, very clean movement into the air. And it's hard to see from this angle, but maybe the end of the takeoff still a little bit lacking to get that rotation. But anyway, solid effort puts her into 7th, and with that, Josie Johnson slides into the final round. And we still have one American at the top, so we'll have to wait a second for her. Very strong flag from Yuri Tepish. That means it's time to go. Hopefully she can find the wind out there. Katra Komar from Slovenia. Very solid jump, 85 meters. So from what I've seen so far, that should keep her somewhere in contention for now. Good looking points from the judges. And Katra Komar is, I feel like, quietly having a good season. For a few years, she was on and off of that World Cup team, but this year, finding the momentum and jumping very well. Katra into 4th. So we'll see her again in the final round. Yuzuki Sato still in the lead. And next to come will be the American. We missed her on the hill yesterday, but happy to have her back today. Annika Belshaw. Strong takeoff and a lot of height. There we go. So I guess that rest day or the recovery day was definitely worth it for Annika. 93.5 meters. Second longest jump we've seen today. And really, really nice takeoff in there. What I was talking about for Arnett, not able to find the second half rotation. Annika flying way over the skis and a great jump. Seems recovered. Happy as ever into 2nd place. So she'll be very, very happy with that. Now the next athlete, always one to watch. She has been quietly having these great jumps. Gita making a name for herself now on the women's ski jumping side. And if there's one thing that's for certain, Gita is no stranger to the bottom of the hill. On the Nordic Combined side, she was a top jumper, of course, a great cross-country skier as well. But she had many jumps to the bottom of the hill, so we're excited to see that carrying over to the ski jumping side. Gita Vestfold Hansen. Nice jump for Gita, 89.5, so not quite the distance we saw from Belshaw. She did have less support from the headwind. Let's see where that puts her. Gita Vestfold Hansen into 4th place behind Klara Ulrichova. Belshaw still up there in 2nd, so we're happy to see that. And Josie 3 out from qualifying. So we'll Sorry, Josie is qualified and Sandra is 3 out from qualifying. So to have 3 of 3 qualified today would be a treat, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, Anna Tsvardosh. Ooh, nice jump for Anna. There we go. Minus 5.1 points of wind compensation, so not a whole lot of help. But look at this. Really good flight there in the middle. And setting the telemark, that was a great jump for the Polish athlete. And puts her into second place. Of course, Yuzuki Sato, we all remember that 97-meter jump. She's still in the lead, but Anna knocking on the door. We saw her teammate before, Martina Zanitsar, now on the bar and with the green light. Is the final Italian of the first round. Here we go, on the hill now, Annika Sieff. Solid jump, you could see she was definitely prioritizing getting out over the skis, maybe rushing the end a little bit. Watch this. So they're continuing forcing the rotation a little bit. So she didn't have a whole lot of height, but did with it what she could. Coming down at 84 meters and puts her into 12th place. So that's good news for Sina Arnett. But Sandra Sprock still going to have to wait. Still 3 out. Now, typically we start in Sapporo and then move to Zhao. This year, of course, doing it in kind of the reverse order. So starting in Zhao and then moving to Sapporo. So different vibe, different strategy. But I feel like one of the highlights of jumping in Sapporo is what they call the Sapporo Noise Team. So it's this group of ski jumping fans who are so dedicated. They know the names of all of the athletes and have developed specific chants for all of them. So I would say if you ever get a chance to watch a ski jumping competition in Japan, it's a real treat. It's something very special. So the next athlete, though, back focusing on the competition at hand here, we're seeing a coach's request to gate number 27. So that is standard for the Swedish athlete. He has the flag. Here we go. On the hill now from Sweden, Frida Viessmann. Aggressive and missing the height. Oof. So Viessmann not only loses out on those gate compensation points, but really doesn't have the distance needed. You see, getting ahead of herself and missing the connection with the skis. So into 16th. Good news for Sieff, qualifies her. Good news for Sandra, one closer to making it to the final. Anna Holland now the next to qualify, and then it'll be Sandra. So Josie continuing to move up, and Annika still in a very solid 3rd place. So top 3 right now, Yuzuki Sato, Anna Tsvardosh, and Annika Belshaw. Japan, Poland, USA. Athletes in the warming room continue to decrease as we move smoothly through this first round, which is, it's a very nice treat based on what we were experiencing yesterday. All right, here we go. Next athlete from Norway, Silje Opseth. There we go. Nice jump for Silje. Felt like the Norwegians, when they took some time off, they skipped Lugno, they focused, went home, had some time to recover, maybe get some more training jumps. And Opseth, it feels like coming really into form now. 91.5 meters with 50.5 points from the judges. And that knocks her half teammate Annika Belshaw off the current podium, puts her in 3rd place, Annika in 4th. The US and the Norwegians, of course, training closely together. But we're moving on to Finland. On the hill now, Jenny Rautinaho. Solid jump for Jenny, 86.5 meters. Again, Jenny had a breakthrough in Lumno, finding her way back. I think within the team it was a little bit of a struggle with the new faces coming over from Nordic Combined. Anyway, Jenny Rautinaho into 8th place, so middle of the qualified field right now behind Nicole.
25番ビブナンバー29アイリーン・マリア・クバンダウノーウェイ
Bib number 29. Eileen Maria.
All right, next to come, this is Irene Maria Kvandal from Norway. Nice jump. I feel like we haven't seen her in a little while, so great to have her back on the hill and performing at such a great level. 93.5 meters.
93.5 meters.
Now you have to note that she's come a long way. Remember, coming back from injury and having issues, always taking the coach's request, not confident flying to the bottom of the hill. But it's really nice to see her strong, confident, and puts her into 2nd place now. 3.6 points behind Yuzuki Sato.
ビブナンバー30ユリアネ・ザイパウトドイツ
All right, here we go. Next up from Germany, Juliane Seifert. More confident than we saw in the first competition, but still not really getting the distance.
80.5 meters.
You can see her skis flexing, showing she's really pushing down.
瀬戸優香選手と続きます
We'll see her a little further back than she would like to be in 13th place, but anyway, gives us a chance to see her again in the final round.
27番
Now Yuki, she was super strong in the first round yesterday. You can tell she can hear the fans. She has a slight smile on her face. She is really savoring the opportunity to jump in front of the home crowd here in Japan. Yuki Ito. Stylish as ever. Not quite cracking into the 90-meter range. 87.5 for Yuki.
5 meters.
And Yuki really has been such a force on the Japanese team. Always positive, always the first one to congratulate her teammates in the exit gate, and they're super respectful and excited. So Yuki into 6th place, and we're seeing some of the Japanese fans. Luckily,
28番
they have another one to cheer for now. So still up in the lead is Yuzuki Sato, but now on the hill is Yuka Sato. Fighting a little bit with the wind, but making her way down the hill. Great jump for Sato, 93 meters.
93メーター
So remember, we saw a jump of 97 from Yuzuki, your current leader, and jumps of 93.5 from both Annika Belshaw and Kvandal. Let's see with the combination of the win points. Telemark looked great. There we go, into 4th place.
99.3 ポイント
So just ahead of Celia Upset.
29番ビブナンバー
Next up will be Julia Mulbacher from Austria.
43. Julia Mühlbacher.
Has some height, but missing the rotation. Felt like she got a little stuck behind her skis, and she's not
80
super happy with that.
85.5 meters.
Julia Mulbacher, definitely a force to be reckoned with. Only 21 years old. She was very successful at the junior world level. And this season, breaking through the Austrian team, losing a few athletes, one to injury, one to retirement, and that
30番
has definitely put her in a different light.
ノーウェイ
Bib number
All right, she was strong, very strong in today's qualification. You can see the ambition in her eyes. All right, here she comes on the hill now, Heidi Dira Trosserud from Norway. Good takeoff Powerful, and she has the height backing up the performance from the qualification. She knows that was good. Long jump of the day, 98 meters. Oh, what an effort there from Heidi Dira Trosserud. All right, that'll put her up in the top spot, 3.7 points ahead of Yuzuki Sato. Yuzuki with bib number 13 has been in the lead for quite some time now. And that moves us into the top 10. Potentially we'll see a gate reduction, but anyway, enjoy the standings right now. We know that the top 20 are guaranteed a second jump, while Anna and Sandra currently hoping for a chance to move up in the rankings and get that second jump. So here, take a look. This could be important as we move into the top 10. That was the jump of Heidi Dira Trosserud, third place in today's qualification. Skipping out on the telemark, but definitely getting the distance. All right, there we're seeing the reduction that I hinted at. This time a jury decision, so coming out of the same gate that we saw from Frida Viessmann, but this time decided by the jury. Next challenger from Slovenia, Nika Vodan. Better. Good looking jump for Vodan. It's like where you can tell when she has troubles, you kind of see her hips pushing through. You're giving it a little bit more patience and setting that telemark. So that will put her into second place, 106 points. So 1.8 points back from Trosserud, despite not going quite as far. She gets those additional points from the gate compensation. Now we saw her taking time to greet her fans earlier ahead of today's competition, but now is game time. You can see the focus in her eyes. Let's see what she can do here today in Zhao. Sarah Takanashi. Nice jump for Sarah. Getting down towards that K point, and you could tell she had the rotation in the air, and that is, I feel like, right where she needs to be. 93.5 meters, matching the distance of Vodan. And look at that, 52.5 points from the judges. So Sarah Takanashi getting those extra style points. It hurt her a lot in the past, but she put in a lot of effort to try to improve the telemarks. And there you go, it's paying off. That is what sets her apart from Vodan now, and only 0.5 points off of the lead. All right, we saw her strong in the first round yesterday, struggling with the timing in the second round, but she is ready today. Here she comes from Germany, Katharina Schmidt. Wow, we saw a lot of movement there with the skis in the air. And that just shows like how strong she is mentally. Had that slip up in the second round. But watch that right ski. It's great. I feel like not very signature of her. But now looking at the win points, minus 12.7. Oh. Yeah, so because she had that headwind support, unfortunately that distance doesn't put her quite at the top, moves her into 9th place. All right, next to come, this will be her teammate. Here she comes. She seems to be finding her way on this hill. Let's see what she does today. Agnes Reich. Strong takeoff, very direct. Nice jump for Agnes. She's frustrated about something. Let's take a look at the replay. Look to me. Oh, so that's probably what she was upset about. Losing a couple meters there, coming out of the flight early, but very interesting to watch her flight trajectory. Not as high over the knoll, but very aerodynamic coming through, so that'll put Reich into 3rd. Heidi Dira Trosserud still in the lead, followed by Sarah Takanashi and Agnes Reich. All right, here we go on the bar now from Canada. She will definitely have shared a few words with Atsuko Tanaka right there up at the start. And here she comes, strong in the qualification, Abby Straight. Powerful and a lot of height. Struggling a little bit there, but look at that, only minus 0.6 for wind compensation, so no help for her. And it felt like she created a lot of height here from her takeoff. Trying to fly it out and definitely focusing on the telemark. Abby second in the quali, so she was looking to be up there. You can see she's a little frustrated, but she's still in fourth, so 1.4 points back from the lead, and that, as we've seen, takes 2 jumps. All right, we're moving now into the top 5 of the overall. First to come will be Selina Freitag from Germany. Selina, no stranger to the podium and looking to get down towards that K point. Distance of 90.5, half a meter shorter of straight.
90.5 meters.
And important to note, so now where we saw a lot of headwind deductions before, this is the first athlete, I think, that has had plus points. So plus 2 points of wind compensation plus the 3.5. That helps move her into third place. 4 to come now. We're seeing the wind start to, the snow start to come down. The wind blower's not yet moving, so we'll have to see the impact on the speed. In the air now, Anna Odina Strum. See the green line moved its way up the hill, so that was a jump of 89.5. Minus 0.6 for wind. And the points are really close right now. 1.8 points back from the lead is already 6th place, so just take that into consideration when you see the 8th. That's still very much in contention. And you can see Anna Odina Strum very confident as she moves through the exit gate now. 4 to come. So as you can see, the leaf blowers have now started to do their work. Hard to say because Anna Odina Strum is historically one of the fastest on the in-run. So her speed, it still looks pretty good. We can't say it's been having too much of an impact quite yet, but better to have them keeping the track clear than not. So we have 4 athletes to go. 3 athletes to go, excuse me. Lisa Ader, Nozomi Maruyama, and Nika Preutz. So again, we are talking about podium contenders all the time. These are the 3 best in the world right now. Alrighty, the light is green and it's time to go. Here she comes from Austria, 3rd in the world, Lisa Ader. Has the height, carrying it down, nice jump over the K point with a very solid telemark. Again, Lisa, no stranger to the podium, has been on that 2nd place step many times this season. Still looking for that elusive first World Cup win. It could happen at any day now. And maybe she's saving it for sometime special. Lisa Ader, 96 meters and into the lead. 4.6 points ahead of Heidi Trosserud. So that we're seeing a bit of separation. But 2 big challengers to come. So we're still at gate 27, and this is yesterday's champion. She has the green light, and let's see what she can do today. All right, here she is on the hill, Nozomi Maruyama. A lot of effect. Ooh, seems the wind is moving around a little bit. We saw over the knoll, we saw a lot of movement with her skis. Let's watch this replay again. So there, A lot of movement. Here we go. Her ski's kind of hitting. And there she tries to continue, but losing connection in this phase. And then coming in a little bit from behind. That'll see Nozomi dropping a few spots. So Maruyama into 8th place. 6.5 points back from your current leader, Lisa Ader. But there is still one to come.
40
On the bar now, and in the gold bib, ranked number 1 in the world. Here she comes from Slovenia, Nika Preoc. Very quiet in the air, cutting through the noise. 92 meters, 0.0 points of wind compensation. That looked to be a very controlled jump from Preoc. Of course, yesterday she was just off the podium in 4th. So she'll be looking to come back today stronger than before. Interesting. I'm going to let the points come in on your screen here shortly. Preoc into 2nd, 3.4 points back from your leader. So she'll be the last to jump in the 2nd round. That is, of course, Lisa Ader. Let's get here we go. Here are the results after the 1st round. So Heidi Trossrud backing up her strong performance in the qualification. Abby Stray only 6 points off the podium now. And Sarah Takanashi back in the fight for the podium in 4th place. Belshot in a very strong 17th as we're welcoming her back. Johnson in 27th. So happy to have her also in the 2nd round. Unfortunately, Anna Holland, Sandra Sprock, Emily Tarazza not making it through the qualification, or the top 30 qualification for the 2nd round. All right, here we go. We heard it from the stadium. 5:08 local time PM for the 2nd round. So that is 13 minutes from now, wherever you are in the world. Again, taking a chance to enjoy your top 3 jumps. Heidi Trossrud with the long jump in 3rd place, 98 meters, but remember she came from gate 28. Nika Preoc, 92 in 2nd. And your current leader, Lisa Ader, with a 96-meter jump. And the top marks. So we saw 52.5 from the judges for Katarina Schmidt, Yuzuki Sato, Sarah Takanashi, and Lisa Ader. So that is important to pay attention to. Yuzuki Sato obviously will be one to watch. Bib 13 in 10th place after the 1st round. I'm going to take a break and look forward to seeing you back here, 5:08 local time, 8 past the hour, wherever you are in the world. This has been Nina Lucy with you here in Zhao, Japan. See you back here shortly.
Ja. Vamos.
All right, sports fans, welcome back to Zhao, Japan. We are a couple minutes away from the start of the second and final round of the Viessmann FIS Ski Jumping World Cup. Now, it was an exciting first round. We saw a bit of a mix-up there at the top. We're having Lisa Ader leading, followed by Nika Peretz, Heidi Dira-Trosrud, Japan's Sarah Takanashi in fourth, and Selina Freitag from Germany in fifth. Abby Strait in seventh, and Annika Belshaw right in the middle of the pack, looking to back up that first jump with another great second round. Now we are 1 minute to go. First to come will be Annika Sief, but for the U.S. sports fans, you don't have to wait long. Josie Johnson will be third to come, and then we'll see Belshaw a little later on. So today we saw the three athletes from the U.S. competing in the first round qualified. That was Annika, Josie, and Sandra. Paige taking a little bit of a rest today, giving her body some time to recover. Great result yesterday for her, but so nice to have the depth of the U.S. team and the confidence to say when it's time to take a break. What a cute little... Sports fans come in all shapes and sizes here in Japan. And we should be about ready to go. Final jumpers just went. As you can see and hear, the snow is coming down and the leaf blowers are in full effect. So it's 5:08 local time. I think, yeah, here we have our first competitor out on the gate. So as a reminder, we started at gate 28 in the first round, then moved to 27. It sure does look beautiful. Here comes Annika Sief from Italy. Solid jump for Annika. There we go. 84 in the first round, and that was a jump of 89 meters. As you can tell, Japan obviously is known for the powder skiing. The snow has to come from somewhere. This is a very snowy region. One time we had a chance to go skiing and there are these snow monsters, the trees covered in snow. Quite a spectacle. But for ski jumping, snow is not really, we don't need it. We don't want it. Anyway, in the lead now, Annika Sief, 89 meters, 171.1 points. And next to come will be Switzerland's own Sina Arnett. See the coach giving the whistle just because of low visibility. Arnett doing her best to get down towards that mark set by CF. Look at the snow. Now one thing, wow, it's really coming down. One thing to note is landing. So as you can see, there's a bit of powder snow kind of coming up after the athlete lands. So jumpers are going to probably have to pay attention, make sure they're balanced upon landing, because as this continues to accumulate,
ファイナルラウンドがスタートしています。
they're going to have to keep their wits about them.
ビブナンバー16
So one of two Americans now in the second round, first to come. Here she is on the bar now. All right, let's see what she can do from the U.S., from Park City, Utah, Josie Johnson. Aggressive and direct line, but fighting to get down towards that green line. Half a meter improvement for her distance on that jump.
84メーター
Late on the timing, but look at that rotation. Just force it. Once she finds the flight, she's really a force. So I think her jumping style especially, it should be quite effective in Sapporo. But anyway, we're here. We're in Zhao. We're enjoying it. Josie Johnson moves ahead of Arnett into second place. Only 0.3 points off the lead, so that is nothing.
サイファードッツ
Next to come, this will be Juliane Seifert from Germany, starting a little earlier than expected with the bib number 30. Here she comes. Strong on the takeoff again. And there we go. Much better jump for Seifert. 86.5 meters. Like I said on the first jump, felt like she got the takeoff, but then really had challenging conditions this time. Minus 3.7 from the wind compensation, but really nice telemark there. So again, two jumps, it usually evens out somehow. But that will be obviously your new leader. So try to hang on to that as long as possible. And great to see.
5番ビブナンバー10ユリア・キュッカネンフィンランド
Bib number 10.
I believe this is one of the lowest bib numbers, so still looking to have the best results on the World Cup this season, but very experienced from Finland, Julia Kikkonen. Coming in a little early, 81 meters. So that is
ユリア・キュッカネン選
the
手
shortest jump that we've seen in the final round. So unfortunately, that'll see her moving back a few places. Good news for Johnson. And that'll put Julia right behind Josie in fourth place.
ぜひ皆さんご声援引き続きよろしくお願いします
Now, she had the season's best finish yesterday, sixth place.
パニエフラン
Now, she had a jump of 86 meters in the first round, and it looks like to beat right now is 87, so she'll have to match or better the first round jump. Here she comes, Josephine Panier. There we go. It looked like 87 meters with a nice telemark, 48.5 points from the judges.
87メーター
87 meters.
Let's watch the replay. Yeah, they're unfortunately a little sticking, so that's why she didn't really get the best points from the judges. 177.3 and into the top spot, 5 points ahead of Juliane Seifert.
7番ビブナンバー33ユリア・ミュールベッハーオーストリア
Bib number 43.
Right next to come, this is Julia Mühlbacher from Austria. Good takeoff, lots of height. Carrying it down the hill, that is more like it. 91.5 meters on that jump.
91メーター50
91.5 meters.
The Austrians having a good season, finding their way now. Of course, Lisa Ader has become the Austrian, I don't know if you can call her sweetheart, but she's been up there on the podium a lot of the times. And so Julia Mühlbacher trying to bridge the gap between the junior level and the top of the World Cup,
8番ビブナンバー21
but doing a great job as
スロベニア
she does. Julia Mühlbacher in the lead, and the next to contend for that position will be Katra Komar from Slovenia. Oh, that's too bad. 75 meters for Komar.
75メーター
75 meters.
Doing what she can, but unfortunately it was all over at the takeoff, and that sees her moving down into 8th place. So the jury's trying to keep this competition moving as quickly as possible in order to make sure that the track doesn't fill up with snow. It's been a challenging couple days for the athletes, but next to come on the hill now is Jenny Rautinaho from Finland. Also not getting down to that green line. So it goes to show the marks set by Mulbacher and Panier
81 meters.
were quite good. 81 meters. That should see her a little further back. And we're actually seeing a tie right now for 3rd. So Jenny and Juliana from Germany are tied now in 3rd place. Current leader right there getting situated in the winner's box. That's Julia Mulbacher. But we hope she doesn't stay there for long. We're definitely cheering for the Canadian. Like I said yesterday, Nicole, the announcement was made by Team Canada. Nicole will be representing the country at the Olympics. Here she comes, Nicole Maurer. Tough. Plus 4.2 points of wind compensation. So now, not only do they have more snow in the track, but tailwind on top of that. That hurts.
ここまで10人が飛び終えています。
So unfortunately, that'll see Nicole bumping back a few spots into 9th place.
172.3ポイント、ウィンファクターマイナス 3.7。
All right, so 10 athletes have jumped, 20 to come. These are your current standings. You can see Mulbacher with a bit of a lead over 2nd, and then between 3rd and 6th, it's almost nothing. So between the wind compensation points and the style marks, it's really important to get that telemark. Get the stability in the air. We're seeing Mulbacher now, your current leader. She has had the best style so far. You can see no movement in the air and sets a solid landing. There, she had a chance to review her jump on screen, and you can tell she's pleased with her performance today.
85メーター。
84 meters.
So they sent a trial jumper to keep the track clear in this little pause as we break into the top 20.
11番、ビブナンバー23、ギーダ・ベストボールハウセン、ノーウェイ。
Big number 13. Peter Westbold Hansen. Norway.
So here we go. Coach Christian Meyer there put the sunglasses on to protect from the snow. The light is green, but he's holding her. Oh, interesting technique there with the cell phone light for visibility. Here she comes, Gita Vestfold Hansen from Norway. Ooh, getting some height and pushing it down the hill. Gita Vestfold Hansen losing a few points there from the judges, but a great distance of 92 meters. So half a meter further than we saw from Mulbacher, and I believe that will put her in contention for the lead now. Despite that, I would call it a stable landing.
ここでトップに立ちます。
All right, so Vestfold Hansen 0.4 ahead of Mulbacher and currently in the top spot.
Big number 17. Kumala Ulrikova.
Next to come, this is Czechia's Klara Orikova. Made a lot of progress there on the first jump with a 91-meter effort. That one was a bit shorter,
80メーター50。
80.5.
5 meters.
Minimal wind compensation points, 0.5 plus.
選手の登場です。
So that moves her into 4th place.
ベストボールハンセン、ノーウェイ。180
1 and 2 right now, really close to that green line. Basically designates what it takes to take the lead. You jump a little shorter, then you're quickly in 3rd. for reference.
ウェーブナンバ
The fans are ready, and they're ready for their countrywoman. Here comes ski jumping legend Yuki Ito. There we go. Great jump for Ito. Strong second round. Of course, covering her face from the snow, not out of embarrassment. And out there in the landing, that's Kurumi Ichinoe. Despite not qualifying for the final round today, she is there to cheer on her teammates. Japan, a little late on the timing. But Yuki, really, really good flyer. And I think there's something to be said for the home World Cups. It brings out the best in the athletes. And we're seeing Ito up there in the top spot, 11.6 points ahead of Vestfold Hansen. So Annika Belshaw now on the bar. She's going to be doing her best to contend with that leap from Ito. Here she comes, Annika Belshaw. Ooh, challenging wind. You could see her skis not really reacting. Let's take a look at the replay now. 87.5 for Belshaw.
さあそして皆さんこの次
So
は
really smooth, strong takeoff, but their left ski kind of hanging, coming up again, and then trying to fly down the hill. And the U.S. team having some fun today. You can see Paige Jones out there. Despite not jumping, she came out to support her teammates. So that was Paige, Annika, and Josie. Annika into fourth place. Great result today. Here we go. Will she do two good jumps today? Let's see. Katharina Schmidt from Germany. Strong jump from Kata, 88 meters. Remember yesterday we saw a bit of a lull. So that was half a meter further than we saw from Belshaw. That said, Schmidt always has that advantage of having the really nice style marks, getting 51.5 from the judges. So there we go into second place. Yuki Ito from Japan still in the lead. There we're getting a look at her. And a big congratulations. You can see that's who Yuki is right there. Congratulating every athlete.
16番ビブナンバー27シリエ・オプセットノーウェイ
So we saw Christian Meyer before with the flashlight flag. And here she comes from Norway, Celia Upset. Whoa. And it worked. Great jump, 93 meters. It felt like Upset was a little bit on the edge there in the flight.
93 メートル
93 meters.
Skis extremely wide. Signature Upset style there. But she got the distance, and that's definitely going to pay off for her. Top spot for Upset. 1.6 points ahead of Yuki Ito. So that is your new leader.
17番ビブナンバー32瀬戸優香日本
Wave number.
93 meters in the first round to beat now 93.5. So she'll have to match or beat her first round effort. Here she comes, Yuka Seto. Ooh, and she is trying. There we go. Same distance exactly. 93 meters.
93メートル
49.5 points for style, so half a point better than we saw from Upset. If you ask me, that should be enough for the lead. Really stable telemark there.
日本それでここでトップ
Yuka Seto seeing the one flash in front of her name, so that means she's your new leader. And of course, welcoming the sports fans and hoping they'll continue the journey and support them in Sapporo as well. Next up, a very strong first round effort. Let's see what she can do now. Anna Tsvardosh. Good looking jump, 91.5 in the first round. That was pretty close to that, I would say. 89 meters. But with strong style points, which is really important. Good looking jump for the Polish athlete. And it's not quite enough. 199.5, 0.8 points behind Yuka Sato. Next to come. She was 93.5 in the first round. Let's see what she can do today. Here she comes from Norway, Irene Maria Kvandal. Ooh, small adjustments there at the beginning of the flight. See, she had a nice compressed in-run springing out of that, but it didn't look quite as smooth as her first round jump. You could see lost her ski a little bit, almost too aggressive. Had to pause, but it means she's really confident, and that will be important as we continue on. Kvandal into 5th place. All right, next to come, this is our top Norwegian after the first round. Here she comes, Anna Odina Strum. Strong takeoff, and she has the height. There we go. 95.5 meters. By far the long jump in the second round. That is going to be important as she tries to make a few spots good after the first round. 95.5. And that gives her a huge lead over second place, 14.4 points ahead of Yuka Sato. Her teammates are happy, she's happy. Nice to see that camaraderie there. So Anna Odina Strum will hope to enjoy some time in the leaders box. She's going to do her best to crack into the top 10, maybe a little better. That was a very, very strong jump. So here we go, 10 to go. Annika Belshaw guaranteed a 20th place. We're happy with that. And there you see Josie Johnson, 26th guaranteed. So nice effort there. So a little bit of movement overall, but this has definitely been the highlight of the second round. This jump from Anna Odina Strum, your current leader. All right, so here are your top 10. The big surprise there in 10th place, Yuzuki Sato. The rest of the names, I feel like you've gotten to know them pretty well this winter. All podium contenders every single stop of the tour. So you can see the point spread there really close between the podium. We're not seeing any huge gaps. And Lisa Ader from Austria will be last to come, hunting that elusive first World Cup victory. Okay, so we have 3 Japanese athletes in the top 10, and that helps. Now look at this, bib number 13. Here we go, 97 meters in the first round. Can she do it again? Yuzuki Sato. Oh, and not quite that same level. She can see it herself. 79.5. So that'll see her slipping out of the top 10 for sure. Right now the mark to beat is Anna Odina Strum with that 95.5 meter jump. But hey, she'll be taking, plus 10.7 points of win compensation. Doesn't help. But hey, moves her into 7th, so still a great result for her today. You can see the smile on her face. She's proud of what she did today on the second day of competition in Zhao. Okay, here we go. This was yesterday's winner. You guys know her. She started the season with the gold bib and is currently 2nd in the world from Japan, Nozomi Maruyama. Strong jump. Flying down close to that K point. And it's crazy. It switches so quickly. -4 points of wind compensation. Distance of 92.5.
92.5 meters.
Strong 52 points for judges' scores. But again, she's missing a few meters in order to contend for the lead right now with Anna Udina Strum. Let's see where that puts her. Into 2nd. Not quite the same reaction than yesterday when she ended up in 1st, but solid result nonetheless. Anna Udina Strum still up 2 and comfortably rooted in the top 10 now. Next up from Slovenia, 2 Nikas. First to come, Nika Vodon. A lot of height, carrying it down the hill, but you can see the green line move down the to beat distance 99. So -7 points of wind compensation, 93 meters. So will it be Nozomi or Nika in 2nd? Nozomi. So Nika into 3rd place for now. And of course there you can see your current leader, Anna Udina Strum. Now I want to feel the tension right now in that warming hut. Anyway, okay, here we go. Let's focus. 2nd place in the qualification this morning, hunting for a podium. Here she comes from Canada, Abigail Strait. Strong takeoff, and she has the height, driving down the hill. There we go! That's what we were looking for in the first round. Great jump from Abby Strait, 97 meters. Long jump of the final round so far. And let me say, 52.5 points from the judges. That is the highest style we've seen today. And I know Abby has been working hard on the telemark, so it is paying off. That was a fantastic effort from the Canadian. And that is what is giving her that 7.6 point lead. Fingers crossed, she's hoping to make a few spots good now. So her job here is done, and it's on to the next. Here we go from Germany, Agnes Reich. Ooh, Agnes is always a contender. Ooh, that was a great jump. Of course, I'm cheering for Canada, but 98 meters. And look at that. Well, you know what I was saying about style with Abby's strong 52.5. Agnes getting 53.5 and 3/18s from the judges. Ooh, and it's into 2nd place, 2.6 points behind Strait, and the big difference is the wind compensation. Abby mischievously looking, fingers crossed, hoping to climb up onto the podium. All right, so the wind is playing a role. The distance is obviously critical. Here we go. On the hill now from Germany, Selina Freitag. Good takeoff, good height. Ooh, but coming down before the K point. So even if she does get plus points for the wind, that's not going to be enough. 92.5. Remember how close the points were. 92.5. So we'll see Freitag moving down, and soon enough we're going to be really talking about the podium. She's happy with it, into 4th place nonetheless. So Abby Strait from Canada, your current leader, 4 to come. Abby guaranteed a top 5, but you know she's looking for a podium. And speaking of looking for a podium, this next athlete wants it bad. Focused and strong in the first round. 4th place, here she comes, Sarah Takanashi. Not enough height. Ooh. Takanashi opening the door for Strait there. 92.5 meters.
92.5 meters.
And let's see where that puts her. Yeah, a little untidy on the takeoff. Missing the height, and as much as she can try, that's going to be tough.
高梨選手が6位。
Sarah Takanashi into 6th place, and you can feel the letdown there. The team wanted Takanashi on the podium, but hey, she's in 6th, and Abby Strait is now fighting. We are down to the top 3 after the first round. Christian Meyer with the flag, and here she goes in 3rd after the first round from Norway, Heidi Dira Trosserud. Oh, and it's also not enough to reach that K point, 91.5 meters, plus 1.3 points of wind compensation. And the big team effort to pull her up the counter slope. That could be a podium for Abby Strait, guaranteed. Let's see. 51 judges' points. And Trosserud moving into 4th place. Abby Strait guaranteed a bronze medal today with 2 athletes to come. The crossing of the fingers and the hoping paid off. She's happy. But man, the next 2 competitors, these are big. Ranked 1st in the world right now. First to come. Okay, she's always a force to be reckoned with from Slovenia in the gold bib. Here she comes, Nika Preoc. A little bit more relaxed and strong on the second round. Oh, wow, that was another textbook Nika Preoc jump right there. 101 meters. Cracking that 100 into the triple digits.
101 meters.
Nika Preoc is not going to make it easy for Lisa Ader. Ooh, wow, this will be a fight. 52 points from the judges, so that is great. And Preoc knows she ended the day strong. Oh man, I wish I could get in the head right now of Lisa Ader, see what she's thinking about. Abby Strait, happy to have her back on the podium. 1 athlete to come. All right, let's get back up to the top of the hill. Here we are on the bar now. We see that to beat 98.5. Come on, Lisa. Today is your day. Let's go. From Austria, Lisa Ader. As the height. Oh, it's close. It's close. Oh, man. To beat, we saw 98.5. That was 98 meters. But guys, this is important. 54 points from the judges. Straight 18s. I don't know if they were calculating with that. Okay, so is it time? I'm nervous. Okay, here we go. Great, stable telemark. Nothing to say about that. Oh my. Will it be Nika or will it be Lisa? The suspense is killing me. Here we go. Oh, there it is. That's the first career victory for Lisa Ader. In Zhao, she's been waiting forever. She's been on that 2nd place spot. Wow. 1.4 points separating 1st and 2nd, and you know that Preoc is so proud of her. They've been on the podium together forever. What a season it's been.
Guys.
そしてフラワーセレモニーへ突入となります。ありがとうございます。次にロード選手を
And looking at that hug there, oh, Selina Freitag, I feel like she's the next. For a while, we were looking at those, as many times as they're on the podium. That was Abby Straight and Lisa Ader, both achieving that elusive first place in the World Cup. So, Selina Freitag, we are ready for you. But, oh, wow. Getting emotional over here. So there you can see the results from today's competition. Annika Belshaw in a strong 20th place. And Nozomi Maruyama ended up, where did she end up? In 8th place. Josephine Panier in 21st, again in the top 30. Klara Orikova back in action. Josie Johnson a strong 26th place. So we're going to have a look at the world rankings now, but let's enjoy this winning jump of Lisa Ader. I just want to take a moment to recognize the support Lisa was getting from the rest of the community. They're all fighting together. They might be fighting for different countries, but at the end of the day, these athletes have been competing together for, especially the European-based ones, for their whole lives, so they know what it means.
Move it.
それでは皆様、トップ3プレゼンテーションを行います。どうぞ、ブレイキングエリアにご注目ください。The top please, on straight from Canada.
And a great congratulations to today's podium in 3rd, Abby Straight.
Nika Prabhus from Slovenia.
2nd place and still in the gold bib,
The first
Nika Preutz.
Lisa Edu from Austria.
And a huge victory today for Lisa Ader from Austria. First time in her career on the top spot. And what a way to do it.
皆さん、3選手に改めましてどうぞ大きな拍手をお送りください。
For all the kids at home, I think today was a tribute to the telemark. 54 points from the judges, and that's what made the difference between 1st and 2nd. So Lisa Ader with that great style. Don't underestimate the power of a strong landing and practice, 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 because that could be the difference between a World Cup win and a 2nd place. Of course, if we're talking about World Cup podiums, I think everybody would be happy to be up there, but I hope we get to hear a few words from Lisa Ader. Of course, it's been very emotional for all of us, but so excited to see another face on the top spot. All right, here we go. It looks like we are moments away from hearing from Lisa Ader. Hopefully we get a reflection of what she was thinking as she was sitting up on the bar.
Wie schaut's woanders hin? Die Kamera schauen? Ach, 2 Fragen. Okay. So Lisa Eser from Austria, after many World Cup podiums, now finally the first World Cup win. Who do you want to say thank you to?
To family, to Manuel Fettner, to the coaches, to the whole team. I don't know, there are so many. It's amazing.
We had a very tricky conditions throughout the weekend or throughout the week here in Sao, so how do you handle it?
Yeah, my training jump yesterday was not good, but every jump was getting better, and yeah, I don't know how it happened.
So what is your goal for the next 2 competitions in Japan?
Last year I was second in Sapporo, so I know the hill. We'll see.
Okay, good luck for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Business as usual for Lisa Ader, but you could tell what it meant to her. And let's enjoy the podium jumps from today. Third place was Abby Strait, strong in the qualification and then able to move up 4 spots. And of course, a household name in ski jumping, Nika Preutz, coming in 2nd place today. And your champion today, Lisa Ader. So there you saw a quick look at the World Cup standings. You can see Preutz still up there in the lead. And Nozomi Maruyama from Japan in 2nd. Lisa Ader still in 3rd. Anna Udina-Ström 4th. Selina Freitag 5th. Abby Strait 6th. Agnes Reich 7th. Katja Schmidt 8th. And what a day. Today, we're seeing 2, well, I guess not new, because they're not new. It's nice to see Lisa and Abby on the podium. Nika Preutz has, yesterday in 4th place. That was almost a disappointment, which is crazy if you think about it. Japan still leading the Nations Cup, but right now, Slovenia actually in 2nd and Germany in 3rd. So those are the top 3 nations right now. The US in a strong 9th of 18, so that's also great, having together accumulated 297 points. So that is really nice to see, competition after competition having those great results. And there's the reaction again from Lisa Ader, today's champion. So equipment control is pending, as we all know, and that was the end of the competitions in Zhao. This weekend we'll be moving on to Sapporo. And, you know, when we were talking to Lisa, once she kind of started thinking about the next World Cup, it was totally back to business. Like, I was second there last year. I know the hill well. I'm going to jump well there. And, yeah, I'm excited to continue watching, of course. The other, I think the other person I would like to see back on the podium is Sarah Takanashi. She's been so close. Today she was in 4th place after the first round. Unfortunately dropped back a few spots into 9th overall. But she's definitely been a contender. She does know the hill in Sapporo well. She trains there a lot. So hopefully that helps. But we're just equipment control pending. Glad to have a fair competition today after that drama of yesterday. Zhao is always you always have to deal with a little bit of wind and those challenges, but definitely paid off, and what a competition it was today. It's the second time this year we've had, you know, a first time winner, and it doesn't get old. Yeah, it's very emotional, the years and years and hours of training that go into that. I think we'll see it again in Lisa's eyes when she hears the Austrian national anthem. It is quite special. So again, stick around for the official podium ceremony. I think we'll definitely see some emotions on the podium, so it will be worth it. Equipment control, of course, pending. And yeah. Thanks for joining me today in Zhao. It's been a very thrilling competition. So it looks like the athletes are getting ready. They are enjoying the opportunity to take some photos here. Lisa, of course, with the Austrian Wax Tech here, nothing without fast skis. So that was definitely a big help today. But like I said, that telemark in those 18s, I think that was what really sealed the deal for her. And there we go. We have 3 athletes ready now for the podium ceremony. Nika Protz, of course, the veteran of this experience. Lisa Ader will have the chance to enjoy something very special today.
FIS 女子スキージャンプワールドカップ2026蔵王大会個人戦の表彰式を行います。
Hello everyone. We will begin the award ceremony of the individual competition of FIS Ski Jumping World Cup Women's Zao 2026.
入賞者をご紹介いたしましょう。
Hello and welcome to the Viessmann FIS Ski Jumping World Cup podium ceremony from Zhao, Japan. In third place from Canada and back on the podium, Abigail Strait. Just trying to scooch her way up the podium there. And in second place today, from Slovenia, Nika Preutz.
The winner is Lisa Eder from Austria.
And today's World Cup champion for the first time in her career from Austria, Lisa Eder.
入賞された選手にザオジャンプ台のネーミングライツパートナーであるアリオンテック株式会社の山川博之代表取締役社長から賞金が贈られます。
Prize money will be presented by Hiroyuki Yamakawa, President of Arion Tech Corporation, a meaning right partner of the Zao Hill.
Big congratulations to today's podium as they enjoy the fruits of their labor. Here, getting some gifts from the local organizing committee. Always special what you can leave Japan with a special souvenir. Again, huge congratulations to today's top three.
公益財団法人全日本スキー連盟宮沢健一専務理事から花笠が贈られます。花笠は毎年8月に山形市で開催される花笠祭りで使われるものです。
A flower head used in the summer festival of Yamagata City will be presented by Kenichi Miyazawa, Executive Director of the Ski Association of Japan.
And now we know, so it's a flower hat. Yamagata City, that's where the athletes reside during the Zao competitions.
タップ3の選手、改めて盛大な拍手をお送りください。
And the athletes, of course, happy to celebrate something special. And Lisa Eder itching to hear that national anthem.
国旗掲揚台にご注目ください。選手、役員、観客の方は脱帽願います。
The Ocean of Oshui will be paraded in honor of Lisa Eder. Everyone, please take off your hat.
And there you have it. A huge congratulations to today's podium. First place, Lisa Eder. Second place, Nika Preutz. And third place, Abigail Strait from Canada. What a day it's been, and what a way to finish the weekend, or rather the midweek competitions here in Zhao, Japan. And exciting news, next stop will be in Sapporo, so looking forward to having you back here to cheer on the women. Look at that podium. That was special, and I'm glad you were here to enjoy this experience together. Looking forward to the next stop. Meanwhile, it's been Nina Lucy with you here today. Bye-bye for now.
Podiumsfoto, oder? Auf die Schultern, jetzt ist es soweit.
以上